I know, I'm very late to the party because this film came out late January. But I have just finally seen it, and since it's a 2015 movie, I'm gonna have to share my thoughts. Project Almanac is a found footage film that happens to deal with time travel. So, at least it's unique for a found footage film. I know what you're thinking. Found footage films have been too overdone and they're starting to wear off their welcome. But I'm still a firm believer that there are still some really good hidden gems amongst the huge found footage genre. Project Almanac could have been one of those films, but it's not. Now, I didn't hate the movie, especially not enough to call it a bad film, but I can totally understand why people hate this movie. But the premise is simple. Basically, a bunch of students get together, discover these plans for a time machine that this one kid's father had left in the basement, and they make a time machine and they record the whole thing as they go back in time and alter and fix different mistakes that they've done. But just what you would expect from almost any other time traveling movie. Their changes have altered the future drastically, and now they're going to have to fix what they messed up. And we all know the only reason why this film is called Project Almanac. It's because of this film. It has to be, right? After all, the whole premise of the film is kids going back into the past and changing their future for the better, like winning the lottery and making themselves the most popular kid in school and getting A+ in their tests and projects. Yeah, it's selfish. So, Project Almanac. So there's a lot of cool things that could have happened for this time travel movie that don't, and at least they give explanations on why they can't alter the future and why they can't go so far into the past to eliminate Adolf Hitler or something like that, because they can only go back a certain amount of weeks. And if it wasn't for the ending of this film, I would feel like there was no need to turn it into a found footage film. But just because of how it ends, it does make sense why they would turn it into a found footage film. It's just the excuse is still pretty lame. Ultimately, it's one of those films that has a good premise and does have the potential for being great, just doesn't stride to that greatness and tries to be, I guess, mediocre. But don't get me wrong, I didn't feel it was a bad film. I still liked many aspects of it, and I still thought it was okay. It was just one of those films that I would enjoy watching one time, but then I'll either forget about it or really not care to watch it again. So of course, because of that, Project Almanac gets 2 stars. So it's been a while since it came out in theaters. Have you seen Project Almanac? What did you think? And if not, what is your favorite time travel movie or movie that's a found footage film? As always, this is Bruce Gifford, and this was just my opinion.